Hello and welcome to another exciting electrical. You know what? I've already bought the episode. Just everyone go home.
Stop it. Stop it.
Everybody go home. I'm done with tonight. No, we're here. We're doing Dinks with Kinks. Follow us on that social media to see all the fun stuff that we're doing. I'm one of your hosts, John Dondero, and with me, the not as far away as normal, Mr. Shep.
Oh, no.
Good evening.
I'm so jealous.
And the maybe far, but always close in our hearts, Miss Rebecca.
Thanks. Hi.
We'll keep the
Good
seat
evening.
warm for you.
We'll keep the seat warm
Hello.
for you. Yeah. My face is real hot. I got a hot face.
Oh.
Yeah, here you go. Took you a second. You got it.
No, did not take me a second. Now I got it.
Ah, okay.
She was trying to get rid of it, but it happened.
Guys, what are we talking about tonight?
I don't know. What are we talking about tonight?
I don't know.
I'm here to look pretty.
I moved. I wasn't in charge of anything this week.
We were talking about the Boogaloo.
We are discussing electric play.
Avenue?
Electric Boogaloo, like we said.
Yeah.
Oh, are you? Okay. So we are doing electrical play. Yes, that is what we are doing.
Or the
today.
proper term, erotic electro stimulation. Yes, it has a proper term, but yeah, it's electrical play. It's yes, tase me, bro.
So, not to be confused with lobotomize me electric play.
Yeah.
Oh,
Erotic electric play? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Not electro play, electro stimulation.
Like
I like
when
to be
you
stimulated.
like when you lick the end of a 9-volt battery with your tongue, like that.
I have never done that. Ever?
Okay, so that just blew my mind a little bit.
What?
Wait, have you never done that?
No. That's why I still have all the brain cells in my head.
You have to take your tongue, get a 9-volt battery, take your tongue, and just touch it to the terminals.
My
What's the
tongue
tip?
has been on plenty of things, and a battery was not one of them.
Well, you just haven't lived life. Because when I was a kid, every time you got a 9-volt
I
battery,
have not heard anyone complain.
I'm complaining now that you haven't
He's
looked at
complaining
that.
now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? You
Let
can
me be
complain.
the first.
All right.
As a child, that's how you tested, the 9-volt batteries. Is you stuck them through your tongue. Like, is this battery dead? Nope. It still works. I mean, it's not a car battery. It just tingles. It's tingly.
Like when an appendage falls asleep, that little tingle.
It does. It feels like if your hand falls asleep, but only for a split second.
Just a tip.
And I wonder if that's how people find out that they.
Unless you have a tongue ring, then it might be more than a second. Who knows?
It's true. A little arcing.
A little
But I
more
wonder if
productive.
people who have this fetish, if that's how they found out. They touch their tongue to a 9-volt and they're like, oh, Lord.
Or they're the
Stuck
survivors.
their finger in a socket.
Yeah, I was about to say, or they're the survivors that put the fork in the toaster or in the socket. Yeah.
Well, I had to get that little piece of toast out, and all I have available was a fork.
And you've been forking it ever since. Yeah.
I have actually been electrocuted more times than I can actually count. In non-erotic, for non-erotic reasons. Because I like to do electrical work. But I'm not a skilled electrician, a certified electrician, or have any knowledge of electricity.
He's just certifiable. That's all.
So I have shocked myself quite a few times, and I've been tased.
I've shocked myself quite a few times too, but not by electricity.
Well, as I say, I like to think that I shock you guys and our audiences every week.
You do something to us every week, John.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, you shock us with your new low level of puns, I guess. Yeah. Shocking.
And we're going to let that skate?
It was better than Netscape.
Oh, okay, the fight's between you two. You go right ahead. I'm just gonna sit here and observe. I'm gonna watch.
No, have you guys ever heard of this or tried this before?
I have not. I've heard of it, but I have never tried it. No.
Well, of course she's never tried it. She's never even licked a 9-volt battery. Yeah, of course the answer is no.
I'm gonna right now. I'm going to get on Amazon and order her a pack of 9-volt batteries to her house, and I want her to try it, and then come back and be like, "That was the coolest thing ever. Why have I not done this before?"
Okay, so here's the thing.
I think it's with
Here's the
her
thing.
level of sass. I think she goes straight for a D battery, not a 9-volt.
Here's the thing.
You're a smart person,
One.
and you wouldn't do that.
I'm a musician. And so 9-volt batteries are gold because they run metronomes. And 2, back before rechargeable batteries, D batteries were gold because you needed them for your toys. Like you were not wasting
your
electricity
toys.
on licking these things. Like it's not happening.
You don't shock yourself. You just put your tongue to it, and it goes zip, and you know it's not a dead battery.
And
You know what tells me? You know what tells me
gotta-
it's not a dead battery? When I put it in the apparatus that I'm using and it works.
Where do you think you gotta lick it before you stick it came from? I mean, really?
You got to lick it before you stick it. That's all about 9-volt batteries.
That's how you prime a battery.
Apparently, I'm just not living life. Haven't lived like life I should have, apparently, because I haven't licked the battery.
I love it. I want that on a shirt. I'm just not living life because I have not licked a battery.
Should I be licking toilets too? I mean,
That's also a fetish. We'll cover that next week.
Oh my.
By popular request from Rebecca.
apparently,
No,
folks, apparently this week is Pick on Rebecca Day.
It is not. We're just giving you. We are
It's
giving
not
you beef
daytime,
for
it's
battery.
nighttime. Come on.
Yeah. We're just giving you beef about batteries. Only because we love you. We only pick because we love you.
And you give us those electrifying faces.
That and like
Is anybody
realize
else feeling like it's getting deep in here? Anyone else? Anyone?
I realize
Little
that
staticky, little static shock going on.
you are not a dumb person like me and Shep were as children. I understand. I knew you as a child. You were always highly intelligent. Me, on the other hand, was like, I wonder if I could shock myself.
Did
by
you say that
licking
in
a battery.
past tense? Shep, did you hear that in past tense? Because I feel like that was in past tense.
I heard
Well,
nothing.
I'm trying to compliment
I
you, and
plead
you're
the fifth, or
like,
else I
oh
could-
no.
you guys
Okay,
might-
anyway,
anyway.
electric play. We got a little heated there.
We did. All right, we're back to electric. It's a
a
shocking
a
episode.
little stimulated there. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, a little
You
stimulated.
can do electrical stimulation through a variety of ways, approved ways, like a TENS unit, electrical muscle stimulation, violet wands, or made-for-play units. And we're going to kind of get into what all those are. But before we do that, we're actually going to cover safety before we get into the fun facts. Because I don't want people going around and sticking forks in a light socket while they're listening to this podcast. Going, well, John from Dinks and Kinks said it was cool. It is cool. You should do it.
No. Licking 9-volt
no.
batteries.
No.
That was cool. Or titillating at least.
You have to be careful with electricity. Electricity is that stimulation you're feeling is actual damage. So you definitely want to be careful with it. You can absolutely give yourself burns, nerve damage, and even death if you do this wrong.
Well, I mean, they did come up with a electric chair as a form of punishment for a reason.
Yeah. So you definitely don't want to be what's the thing they use to the paddles? Clear.
Shock paddles.
Defibrillate.
Defibrillators?
Yeah, you don't want to defibrillate yourself. So
Yes. No.
You
Unless your
should
heart
not-
stopped, then maybe you might want to try that.
You
'cause-
don't want to defibrillate yourself for sexual gratification.
Yes.
No, try the pills first because defibrillator is
yeah.
not going to bring that guy back to life on its own. He needs blood, not electricity.
But you definitely want to do your research. And I highly suggest getting an actual device for electricity on the body. They have them. They're available. They're e-stems. They're called e-stem products. You can Google them on Amazon. I did it earlier. Actually found a violent wand in a guy we stream with on another channel, me and Jay, when we were going through his parents' stuff that they left behind in a house. We found a violent wand and we didn't know what it was for. So we just shocked each other with it.
Back then, a violet wand can be for old times was used as hair growth stimulation and a few other things.
We used it as a makeshift taser. It was funny. So you definitely want to make sure you're using something designed for the body, like a TENS unit. You can buy those on Amazon. They do the little shock things. I've had those on me quite a few times on our other channel on Dondero
So have I.
Yes, you have. But both of us have had to wear those during streams in uncomfortable places. Usually, but we're talking like an area they keep requesting me to put it at on my genitals for erotic stimulation. You can put a TENS unit on your genitals and get e-stim from that. So I think after this episode, we should probably go try that. All of us. So I know we all have one. Let's hook them up to our gents and just crank up the power.
It's only fun if you can. If it's
I
only
didn't
fun if we
lift the
can
9-volt
experience it
batteries that
together.
much.
We'll stay on this call. We'll go get our TENS unit and we'll get back on this call and be like, my genitals are wired up. Let's do this.
I don't know. I might do it.
I mean, you could definitely. This is one we could definitely try. Like on your own, you don't need. You could do this in a solo fashion. A lot of kinks
You could.
require other people to be in a room. This is a kink that really works well masturbatorially or solo. Masturbatorially is a word, I think. The audience will tell us.
Hey, John.
Mm-hmm.
Exhibitionism.
1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Exhibitionism.
Exhibitionism. All right.
So, okay, Shep, I know you know about electrical play. I know you know. Tell me. I want to know. Because I know nothing. I know my TENS unit helps my ass when I've done too many squats. That's all I know. Enlighten us.
So you've never gotten curious?
No, never.
Well, I mean, think about it though. It's muscle stimulation, so, but it all depends on the person because this is electricity, and so some people have very sensitive nerves, so this would not be that for them because it would be a very sharp, almost like a stabby thing. But depending on what you're doing with both the TENS unit and the violet wand, it can be adjusted to have different levels of electricity and make it sharp or dissipate it, and so it can be almost like an electrical massage, or it can be as funny as one of those things where you rub the balloon against your shirt to get the static electricity and then give it a little shock to somebody. I guess that's one way that people can get introduced to it.
Yeah.
But it is a form of nerve stimulation. Other people take it to further extremes to where there are attachments you can get to where you can actually also use a violet wand for the other fetish, scarification, because it will literally burn your flesh.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I did not think about that.
Well, it is electricity and heat and all that kind of good stuff. I would never
I
go
mean,
down
you're
that
right.
route, but yes, in the right places, especially on females and not only the genitals but any and all erogenous zones. Because yes, kids, there are many. It's not just the boobs and the genitals. All kinds of erogenous zones where electrical stimulation stimulates the nerves and thus stimulates the body.
Do
And
you
yes, I've
guys-
been involved in quite a few little adventures with them sometimes, yes.
Fantastic. Do you guys want to take a wild shot in the dark of when this became a thing? Like when electrical play started becoming popular?
You mean like when it was converted from medical mainstream use to erotic use?
Yeah.
Because violet wands were actually used for a long time as medical healing agent, and even I think hair growth re-stimulations way back in the back. But yes, I don't know when it was shifted though.
In the 1830s.
I was gonna guess that.
1830s, they started selling insertable electrode attachments. And in the 1920s, the American Medical Association investigated these devices and pretty much concluded they were all just mechanical masturbators, like through stimulation. Because if you insert them into especially for male people, because they used it to treat impotence.
Impotency?
There we go.
You
that
both
was the
want to try
word.
that again?
No.
No, Shep, what is it?
No, I'm too entertained. No.
You're welcome, folks.
Yep,
You're welcome.
We know kinks. We don't know words.
We don't word
no.
good.
Yeah, we don't word good. No, they had these e-stims that you inserted anally, and it would shock your prostate, which would trigger an immediate ejaculation. So, and these devices were used not so much because you had the...
So that was the first internal tickle pee-pee.
Yeah, so people would put stuff up there. In the 1800s, could you imagine? It's the 1800s, you still don't bathe regularly. Deodorant's not around, but you're going to shove a metal tube up your butt and shock your dick. That's fantastic. What an age.
Sounds like a renaissance to me.
I'm just saying, back then, people were actually more sexually liberated than they were.
Yeah,
now, they really were. And America actually is more puritanical than Europe. Europe is way more sexually free because of just the founding, and the history of sex runs deep, and prostitution and like sex toys and all of that stuff goes way back.
Well, I'm telling you, the Quakers came here to get away from that.
Exactly.
So, there was a huge chunk of the people, and people who don't know, the Quakers were the people who made oatmeal. They came from England to avoid, Quaker oats. They're the oatmeal people. They came here.
I thought they made quackers.
They may make quackers. To avoid the kinky bastards in Europe. So they came here and said, we're just going to make oatmeal.
Oh, okay.
And that was your history lesson from Dinks with Kinks.
Sexual history is so fascinating. That's one of my faves. I love sexual history.
So,
yeah, you can unlock the sexual escapades even by watching some of the Pompeii documentaries, where they found some of the sex manuals next to the charred bodies.
Hey, dude, if I know I'm about to kick the bucket through a volcano, I'm going to get some.
You're going to erupt one last time?
Maybe that's what we should do. We should do a segment. We should do a side segment of sexual history, sex through the ages. That would be fun.
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
Sex through the ages.
I 100% want to do the history of kinks.
No, it should be kinks through the ages.
Kinks
Kinks
through the ages.
That'd be fun. I'd be all about that. I mean, not that I'm not all about all of these kings. I'm just saying I get a little bit more excited about that. Like,
So, Shep, I have a question, and you may or may not know the answer to this. What is the difference between a Tesla coil violet wand and a solid state violet wand?
Tesla Coil State has the higher power levels and such like that, though it requires a little more upkeep and keep it functional, such like that. Whereas the solid state, I think one of the main brands is like a Nova solid state wand. Mm-hmm. They're a little bit lower powered, even though they still got a lot of power to them. They're a little better for general use and less required upkeep and such like that. So yay, I did know that.
Listen, this is the week where Shep knows everything, and we're just gonna make.
And we know nothing. I know nothing. I know nothing.
I really don't know that much either. I was moving all week. I didn't have the proper time to fully research this, but I knew Shep had it covered.
And we mentioned like the tens units and stuff like that. So those are all well and fun. I mean, you can put the little pads in all the right places and get some various stimulations out of them. But the wands, with the fact that they are mobile, they come with different attached heads and everything else. There's a lot of variety of experimentation and such you can do. As well as if you have a strong enough wand, because a basic wand you buy at, say, what are some of the sex shop names these days?
Like a sex
Adam
shop?
and Eve?
Adam and Eve?
Like your Adam and Eve's or your Red Doors. Yes, Red Doors. Those have your
Amazon
little models.
Amazon.
To where they have just enough power to be slightly entertaining, whereas your Nova wands and your Teslas, they have the power to turn a body into a wand.
I have seen that where you hook up to your hand the device, and it's like, you ever static shock somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Every time I walk in the room.
I know. Like you guys rub your feet on the carpet and you walk up to somebody and touch them.
Every time.
Yeah. Imagine that,
Every time
but
I raise my brow in her general direction. Yes, what's that?
Shocking. But I have seen that where it's just like a glove they put on, and it's their bare fingers, and as they run it, and it arcs off their finger into the person.
Well, I mean, yes, you could do that, but one is where the person's literally just holding like a little metal pad or just lays it underneath them, and because there is enough electric current, it is turning their whole body into a wand. So no matter where you touch that person, it's shocking. No matter where you touch them, and everywhere you touch them.
Oh wow!
And so, and then you can use your fingers, or you can use different, like, for anybody that has, knowledge of like the old cheerleader pom-poms. Some of those little pom-poms have aluminum little tassels. Aluminum is metal, so if you just gently stroke a body with a pom-pom that is turned into a violet wand, those pom-poms become fun in a whole different way.
Oh wow, that blew my mind.
I'm watching John's face at me here.
Well, no, when he said you can turn your fingers into a violet wand or anything, my immediate thought was like, your peen?
Well, fun fact, yes, because at one time, there may have been a time when I was at an adult establishment, and I happened to have a violet wand with me. I may have turned one of the dancers into a violet wand, and it may or may not have giggled at watching her and another dancer watch electric bolts jump from one of their nipples to the other, and both of them giggling, and yes, entertaining.
That sounds amazing. But I'm actually looking at a picture of somebody with that little pad taped to them while the other person is running their finger across them, creating the arcs and whatnot. And
Correct.
so I really suggest when you're done with this podcast, go look up more information and like just look pictures up.
But be very
this is
careful
fascinating.
because this is electricity.
Yeah.
So if you turn somebody, if you have it strong enough to turn somebody else into a wand, you know, make sure you turn it back down before you take that off of them and stuff like that. Keep all liquids away from you and the wand. None? No.
Don't pick your nose.
Yeah, or theirs.
Yeah, don't pick their nose because
You might
need to
get some
like,
fried. You might get a little bit of fried nose hair. I mean,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
No head massages. No heart massages.
Well, no, head massage is good. A little tingly head massage. Yes.
Oh, I bet you that would. You have to think about it. I was just, afraid you'd give somebody like, electroshock treatment. And you'd zap their brain.
Keep the voltage. Always start voltage low and slowly turn up.
Actually, electroshock treatment is actually very good for you. I've had a couple of friends do it.
So,
Yeah, look what it did for Harley Quinn.
It did great things for her. We got 2 Suicide Squad movies out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think. Wow.
But yes,
So-
it's very versatile. You can do a lot of things. Just be careful because, be careful of what type of objects you play with because the more conductive an object is, the stronger it can be inadvertently. Again, leading to the burn damage and scarification and stuff that you don't want. I wouldn't recommend.
And if you have a pacemaker,
No.
just go ahead and skip this kink. Telling you right now, it's not worth the risk. Any electrical current can screw up a pacemaker. This is not a safe kink for you. And I'm sorry, I don't like to...
No, especially being vaccinated, when we all have anybody got vaccinated, they have that chip in their arm now, I hear they say. Be careful to mess up your chip.
You got the vaccine chip. That's how you short it out. Go get Electro Stimulation.
Lick that 9-volt battery. Lick it good.
Lick that 9-volt battery. Stick a fork in your toaster.
Gotta get those crumbs.
And this is the section where we just give you really bad advice. Oh, no, okay, so...
This is the section right before she tries the TENS unit on the other side.
Ooh, yes. Makes your butt feel good.
Butt.
What does it make your front butt feel like?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, you know what? Shep, thank you. You have been the smart guy on this episode.
I know, it feels awkward.
No.
We need to fix this next episode.
No, okay, so now you have to ask us if we would do it. You're just going to take on full hosting duties. You have to ask us if we would participate in such a fetish. And then we'll
I don't
answer
mind
it.
doing full control, but not full hosting. That's
Take control, Shep. Host us. Host me, Daddy.
See, that's why
my
I would never
God.
do it, because of that reason right there.
I mean,
Host
fair enough.
me,
Fair
Daddy.
enough.
Proved
Host
it.
me, Daddy.
I'm just going to watch the shit show going on right now. I don't even know what is happening.
This has been a fascinating episode. And now
It has
I want to
been.
know...
So, John, I know you licked a battery, so I know you would. And plus, you've already damaged yourself with TENS units, probably.
I mean, I think I would try this for, like, sexual pleasure. Because, like I said, most of the time I've been shocked. It wasn't for, let's get it on. And it fascinates me because, yeah, stimulation like that can trigger immediate things. I don't know if I would necessarily enjoy it, but it'd be definitely something I would try.
Well, in that case, I'll go get the violet wand out for you.
Oh, snap. I'm just seeing if the lock on my door works. Sorry.
Just the tip.
I honestly don't know if I would.
You would.
I don't know.
I mean, give us your opinions.
I keep thinking, I'm listening, and it is fascinating. And I think, I just don't know if it's a sensation that I would enjoy on a sexual level.
Do you trust me?
I mean, of course.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I was like, would you try it with Shep?
I mean, I would try it. But I am skeptical
They
because
always
I
are.
don't know if I would enjoy the sensation. But I would at least try it because I may try it once, see if I like it, try it again to make sure, and then after that, be done.
So
Or not.
I think that's exactly how I feel. Like I'm pretty sure I probably wouldn't enjoy it, but it would be something that I would want to say I tried.
But I think it would be fun to watch like the whole, like Shep was talking about, watching the electricity. I think the beauty of it. I like lightning storms. I think the beauty of electricity
Yes.
is something, but I think it's the
And,
sensation. I don't know
If
if I
you
would.
love
enjoy it.
electrical storms, you need to be here right now because it has been thundering for the past hour.
We get plenty here in Texas.
Well,
get
and also
plenty.
depending on the attachment you're using, and depending on the gas that they have filled these attachments with, because they're glass normally, they actually will glow purple or glow orange, so they're quite pretty to watch as well.
Oh, that's good. All right, we have to go watch this.
John's all like, "Okay, let's go right now."
What do you mean,
That's
go
what
watch
he's
this? I mean, I can.
Dinks with
I can-
Kings field trip. Let's go.
I can whip
Rebecca,
that out in like
get the
few
keys.
minutes and show you the glow, baby.
Be there in 2 days.
Do it. We're gonna go watch it. All right. Well, so let's find out what we're talking about next week. I mean, this
Okay.
episode has been shocking. It was a real shock to see Shep take over and host, and I'm shocked that he did such an amazingly good job.
He did. He took control. He dominated us pretty hard.
And John,
He did.
and the way she sounded like it, the would try it, don't know if you like it, and all that kind of. Isn't that the same kind of words that is said to all the people that you have brought to me and to my cross before?
That's true.
What happened to them?
They sign up for 4 more sessions.
Well, I guess we will have to see.
No. We'll have to feel.
Oh.
Ooh, I'm spinning the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
I am. I'm spinning the wheel. Let's see what we're talking about next week. We've only got 5 things left on our wheel before we replenish it.
What? Before we replenish it. Yeah.
Yeah. So next week, it'll be very good that we're doing a very audio podcast because usually when you're doing oral dictation like this,
You mean that
it requires
cunning
a cunning
linguist
linguist.
that you're not? Mm-hmm.
Next week's going to be rough because I am not a cunning linguist.
But you're
But
a
we
master
are going to be
debater.
talking about cunning linguists. The oral fetish. Which is not just oral sex. We're going to actually be talking about, like, everything to do with your mouth. Including oral
Lollipop,
sex.
lollipop,
Oh, lolly, lollipop, lollipop.
I mean, why do you think they
Bum, bum,
invented those ring pops? Those are nice trainers.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
I'm telling you what, push pops, man. So yeah, tune in
You
next
push,
week
we'll
where I might know what we're talking about. I will start my research. I will watch.
I don't need
many
to.
oral lecture. Oh, are you hosting next week? You know all about the mouth. You
I have an
do
oral
got
fetish.
You sure do got a pretty mouth.
I try.
All right,
I mean,
so
you know about
wait a
those
minute.
people
Wait a
that
minute.
enjoy musical instruments and blowing on the tips and stuff.
So last week we did uniform fetish, which is your fetish, and then next week we're doing oral fetish.
I think
Which
you're.
is
I
your
think you're
fetish?
targeting me. I think you're targeting.
I'm not. No, we only have 5 things left on the wheel. Do you guys want to know? Well, 4 things now. You guys want to know what the 4 things we got left?
Sure. Yes.
All right, we've got sounding. If you don't know what it is, wait for the episode or Google it.
Don't
Smoking,
Google it.
believe it or not.
What?
Smoking.
That's yours, isn't it?
No, I don't have a fetish about smoking. I don't give a shit about that. I quit
Oh.
smoking. Humiliation. And lyrica. Or
We
lyrica.
cover humiliation every time you try a pun.
I mean, you're right. It'll be the one episode that I'm really good at. Because I'm always humiliating myself.
I mean, you do put
We've
a
got-
tens unit on your junk
and then-
for your shows. So.
And then we're going to break out the Wheel 2.0. So 5 more episodes before we get Wheel 2.0.
What happens
I'm
in Real
your
2.0? Do we go live again or something? Or
I don't know.
wow.
I don't know.
We got
Might be
some
doing
visual and stimuli to the wheel.
We might. We might. Who knows? Who knows? All right, guys. I wasn't your host tonight, but I am John Dondero. And with me, the hostess with the mostest, Mr. Shep.
Till next time.
And the ever alluring, the very, excitable. I'm excited for next
oral
week.
fixated.
Orally fixated Miss Rebecca.
Good evening.